wanting to build up a practice, a private practice. And then on a Thursday, we meet as LERO organizations, lived experience organizations, and for people that are working in an organization already. And then on Thursday afternoon, we do systemic wellness practitioners, which is about developing people in their role within the organization. So you might be a manager, you might be a sober companion, you might be community worker, you might be a manager, you might be in HR. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so welcome. Yeah. All right.
Thank
So
you.
don't be shy. Don't be shy. If you want to smoke, smoke. If you want to
Cheers.
vape,
Thank you.
vape, vape. Don't like opioid undercover.
I'm thinking I'm in comfort of my own, but I don't want to seem too cheeky like.
No, you're right, mate. You're right. Just don't start
Cheers.
smoking crack, okay?
Not yet, not yet.
Yeah, well, yeah. Then we might have to stop the stream at least. Morning, Mareka. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, David?
I'm good. I'm good. So meet Anthony. Anthony, meet Mareka.
I am a
Nice.
racer.
Pleased to
Let's
meet
see if
you.
you two understand each other's accents.
Okay, you're gonna have to speak some more.
Hiya, are you okay? I'm from Burnley in Lancashire. I don't know if you've heard of
Okay.
it.
Uh, I, I there. Yeah, I'm from Cape Town, South Africa.
All right, brilliant.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
So
Okay, here comes another Anthony.
another.
Another Anthony. We're being taken over by Anthony's. It's usually David's.
Yeah.
Cool. Morning, Anthony.
Hey man, how's it going?
Good. Are you unwell again?
No, I'm good.
Oh, great. Okay,
Just a
cool.
slow start to the day.
Slow start to the day. All
Didn't
right.
sleep, didn't sleep that well.
All right.
How you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just yeah, so let's just welcome Anthony. Is it Horrocks?
Horrocks, yeah.
Yeah. So I saw a post on LinkedIn from Anthony, and then I replied to it and I said, come and join us on Tuesday. And he arrived. So
Cool.
Anthony's here. Um, so Anthony, just to give you some idea of what we're doing. So we're going to go for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at around 11 o'clock, 10 to 11, somewhere, we'll take a break, a 10-minute break, and then we'll come back and then we'll do the second hour. Yep. And
Cool.
this path is for people that are doing the individual recovery coaching path that want to go off and start a private practice or something. So
Yeah.
Mareka's done this a couple of times and she's looking to work in the case manager space, working within HR environments and the corporate space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony's looking to in fact I'll let them tell you
I,
what they
I've,
want
I've
to do.
just I was just going to say I've just been contacted by somebody else who's been National Lottery funded, and they want me to run a recovery course group for them. So this will help along them lines, won't it?
Okay.
Oh yeah, should help along them lines.
Cool. And then we've got Marlon who's just joined us from Thailand.
Hi,
Hi
Marlon.
guys.
Hey
Cool.
man.
Great. Okay. So you can tell by the different clothes people are wearing the different temperatures around the world. Yeah. All right. So, Anthony, let's go with you because you're so experienced. Why don't you build the container and start the check-in?
Okay guys, so yeah, this is a safe place for us to come together and work on this recovery coaching. We'll start by checking in. I will check in that I am feeling pretty grounded and pretty motivated for what is in store for me. And I will check in Marlon.
Yeah, good morning, guys. It's morning for you guys. I am feeling I'm feeling regulated. And I've been feeling very, very optimistic today after a negative couple of weeks. So I'm looking forward to seeing what gets brought to the surface today in this gathering, and yeah, wishing everyone a great day.
Who are you going to tag, Marlon?
Marika. Is it Marika?
Hi, morning everyone. Yeah, I'm also checking in grounded, slightly irritated because my laptop was in for repairs. It came back. It worked for a while, and this morning it clutched out again. But that's a minor irritation. Yeah, I am very keen to learn as much as I can, and I would like to tag the other Anthony.
Hi. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, how I'm feeling is I'm a little bit anxious, apprehensive of what this is. I've come to it kind of blind, and I've been told a bit about it there. It sounds good for what I need to move forward. Yeah, so I'll just look forward to the next couple of hours and see where it takes. Enjoy your day, guys.
Thanks, Anthony. I
So,
think that just leaves you, David.
yeah, so Anthony tags me. All right, so today I'll read the pre-recording consent. So before we begin recording, I want to make sure everyone is aware and comfortable. This session is being streamed and recorded as part of UX Lero's mission to build recovery capital and challenge stigma. Your personal safety and comfort comes first. If at any time you would like your contribution or the recording deleted, please say so and it will be removed without question. Please remember, take personal responsibility for what you share here. This is an adult learning environment, not therapy, mutual aid, or a faith-based organization. If you're happy to proceed, please give a verbal yes or use the chat to confirm your consent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. All right. So, seeing as we're kind of starting off, this is Marlon's first community of practice one. Yep, he joined on Thursday for the SWP was the afternoon one. Hey, Marlon, you're muted, mate.
I know it was about boundaries. I'm not quite sure what style of class it was.
Yeah. I think that was the systemic wellness, and that was in the
Okay.
professional role, working as a professional recovery coach with professional lived experience and the struggle between boundaries. Yeah.
Mhm.
So both Anthony and Marlon are here for the first time on this one, and so let's start at the beginning. So we talk about the coaching conversation and creating the container. And this is a container that we've just built. So you can have a container between two people. You're the coach, and here's the coachee. You check in. So I'm feeling this, and the coachee checks in saying they're feeling that. Yep. You contract. So contract is made up of time and finances. And at the moment, we've all got our different arrangements with finances around this. And the time period will be 2 hours. And if people want to get certified, there's 20 weeks of 2-hour classes, which makes 40 hours. Yeah. Now that's the overarching contract. Inside each class, different topics might come up. Yeah. And then we talk about the agenda. Now, the agenda is what we want to talk about. So instead of it coming from the coach and the coach saying, this is what we're doing today. The agenda always comes from the coachee, the client. So the coach needs to sit in the place of, well, what do you want to talk about today? Yeah. So we're going to open the container now looking for the agenda. Yep. And we're slotting this agenda in the overarching thing. Now, just before we do that, it can be quite anxiety provoking for people because people come from an environment where, so what are we going to talk about today? What are the meeting minutes? What are we going to do? Yep. And because we're working in a culture of addiction, a culture of crisis, chaos, and conflict, you as the coach have to be comfortable with throwing everything out the window and being there to support the coachee. Does that make sense? Because of the chaos of the environment. Cool. So what should we talk about today?
Mhm. Mm.
All right, I'll tell you what should we not talk about today?
Um,
Okay, so let me push this a bit. Let me push the container along. Yep. With an open question, and that would be, how would being a recovery coach improve your life?
I think for me, if I were to, I could do with stability. You know, I think as you seen from my post, is what my problem is. I'm struggling to get employment because of my past life. And what I've done in my addiction days. So to become like employable and get stability, that's what it'd be good for me. That's what I would to improve my life.
So first of all, just before you jump in, Marlon, yeah, yeah, because I can see your body language is kind of go, yeah. So just before you do that, I just want to check with Anthony, yep. So Anthony, this is your first class, yep, and you said you were going to sit back and watch, yep,
Yeah.
and you've jumped straight in.
Yeah, sorry, I just
No, don't apologize. I want to acknowledge your courage for jumping in. Yep. And I just want to be cautious for you. Yep. Around, and my want is for you to share as much of you as you can, but that might not be good for you.
yeah,
Yeah. I know you've got a hell of a lot to bring because of your story and the stigma of what you posted on LinkedIn.
yeah.
Yeah. But I also just want to kind of say you don't have to come and, spill the beans right now, but I'd love you to spill the beans. Does that make sense? So
Yeah, I get it.
well done for jumping in and bringing a topic. So the topic is, I want stability in my life. And something that would bring me stability is having a job and having some financial income coming with that. And I can't get a job and stability because of my past and because of DBS checks. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
What a fantastic coaching subject. Marlon, over to you. I'm just going to finish hanging up my washing.
Yeah, so it was quite similar to Anthony, actually. It was more about like structure within a role of a recovery coach and being, for instance, able to hold the container between me and a client in a constructive way, and with like topics to bring to the table, if that makes any sense. I can't, in my mind, I know, but getting my words out is a bit different. Yeah.
Anthony, you got this?
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Um, so can you just repeat what you said again, Marlon? Sorry.
It's all right. Yeah. So to all right, let me think again.
And
In a coaching role, to be able to the idea of this container, bringing this container between um me and a client, and being able to hold the room in a constructive way, delivering topics to talk about, but in a structured way for a program. Because my where I get blurred is obviously is, for instance, I've been doing step work with a sponsee today, and obviously, it's a bit more different when you're coaching in a coaching role, because I'm not coaching. I know what I'm doing. It's like, yeah, you could deem it as recovery coaching, but it's not, just for the way that I'm delivering and guiding someone through something that was shown to me, but just to a wider audience of someone that's not working a program, and you're trying to create a new way of living for them or give them guidance, if that makes any sense.
yeah. And I guess like how do you feel that the recovery coaching is different from being a sponsor?
Yeah, that's something. Why do I feel it's different?
Yeah.
Because there's people that, for instance, worst case scenario, someone that's heard of a 12-step approach, and they're not into that 12-step approach, and because obviously you can spice it up and deliver it in a different way, but being able to manage a client that's not interested in a specific type of modality.
Yeah. And I guess that's where, every individual's recovery journey is different. But I think David can talk more on it. But the recovery coaching is essentially taking someone from the culture of addiction into the culture of recovery, and
Ah.
guiding them and building their own recovery capital, I think, on the way. Um, and I guess uh, where does I'm trying to think of a where would you like to go with the recovery coaching?
Um, well, the sober companion world is what I want to be working one to one with people. Some of the facilities I've worked in previously are on a one to one basis, but with the team that wraps, so like a recovery wraparound. But for instance, like I'm flying to Singapore to pick a client up tomorrow to bring them to a place of wellness. So that'd be interesting.
Amazing.
So Marlon, you bring in wonderful topics here. Yep. So you bring in like, what's role clarity? What's the difference between a sponsor and a coach? And how do I share my lived experience of being a sponsor and working with a sponsee? And what is that relationship calling for? And then how do I step into the role of being a coach, and what's the difference? So let's explore that first. The difference is the sponsor-sponsee relationship is, here's a sponsor, and the sponsor shares their experience of working the steps with the sponsee, shares their experience, strength, and hope, says, this is how I did it, And a good sponsor will say, how are you going to do it? This is how I did it. A coachee, coachee would say, I really want to stop taking drugs. The coach would say, oh, okay, how can I support you in doing that? Do you feel the difference? Yeah.
Mhm.
So the sponsor will come in and say, what must I do? And the sponsor will say, well, this is what I did, da 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 da. And some people get really focused on, if you read page 132, line 7, paragraph 3, it says da 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 da. Yep. And there's that environment. Personally, I think that's a bit fucking cooked, but yeah, let me not go down that path. The less a coach knows, the better. Yeah. Part of a coach's job is to say, I don't know. What do you want to do? Let's work it out. Yeah. So the other thing you mentioned, you touched on, was clients that are resistant to the 12-step approach. Yep. And so how you have to then take your experience there, put that aside, and then go, okay, well, what does recovery look like for you? And then you're giving the coachee agency to find what their multiple pathways to recovery are. Does that make sense?
Yes. Hmm.
Fantastic. Okay. Anthony, what did you learn from holding the container there, just being dropped in the shit there?
Me?
Um,
No, sorry, other Williams. Anthony W.
um, what did I learn? I guess it's learning to adapt quickly.
Yeah, okay. So you were dropped in the deep end, huh? It's like, oh fuck. And what I loved about what you did is it kind of threw you for a bit, and then you asked Marlon to repeat himself. You were very authentic. You just said, oh, sorry, can you repeat that? Do you remember doing that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, which is great. You don't want to be somebody that fucking tries to blag that you knew what was going on. Because I promise you, people from the addiction world know blaggers straight away. Like we've got a fifth sense to it. It's like, oh no, this bloke's trying to sell me shit. Yeah. And that shows up in various relationships. Anthony H, what have you learned so far sitting here?
Um, yeah, I've really liked the way you've explained how, coaching and like being a recovery worker to like being a sponsor. I guess being a sponsor, they're already coming to you with they're doing AA, NA, which steps are they doing, so you know what recovery path they're going down. As a recovery worker, and somebody's coming into you for all different types of drugs and different types of mental health, and as well as drugs when you're doing that. So you've got to find a different path for each and every one of them then. So it is a total different role, I'd say, as being a sponsor to a recovery worker. Yeah.
So just to make your life easier, Anthony H, is you don't have to find that path.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of say something like, well, what path would you like to take? Yeah. What paths are there? I don't know what paths there are. Which one's going to work for you? Does that
Yeah.
make sense? So you don't have to sit with the anxiety of like, well, he fucking doesn't want to go to 12 step. Well, what am I going to do for him? What do they?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mareka, what are you learning?
Sure, I am lapping up a lot of information. Yeah, I really liked, the fact that recovery journeys are different, and it doesn't have to be the 12-step program. Yeah, I was stuck on the 12 steps for a while. I'm unfortunately one of those people who could quote the big book, and page 407 it says surrender, etc., etc. But I have come to learn that there are easier, fun ways of doing recovery. Yeah, it doesn't have to be all under the blanket of the AA big book. And also the fact that the coach does not have to have all the answers. It is about facilitating a process rather than having all the answers, which is exciting, I think.
Cool. All right. So Marlon, what have you learned now?
That I'm a big book quoter and thumper.
Wonderful.
And I'm that one that shouts out pages. I was doing it earlier, to be fair, like 5, 6, 7 spiritual experience with someone. It's what a coincidence. No, I've had some interesting conversation. I'm with someone who wants an holistic approach, and he despises the 12 steps. So it's like, I've been having to, like what you said, parking up what I know to one side, and I've been like getting on his level and adapting to where he's at. So I've, for instance, been asking him to send me stuff over that he's seen, that he's interested in, that he likes. So it's still going back to Carl Jung, and he's sending me over, and he's like, "Have you listened to it?" So I'm sharing a bit of mine, and also I'm working with him in the sense of trying to get an understanding.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours type
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's exactly. So this is really interesting for me, this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Marlon, what I loved about what you just owned there with a big smile and a laugh, you said, "I'm a big book thumper." And the laughter and your body language made me feel safe. Yeah?
Yeah, sorry about that, David. Let me just mute my phone. My phone went off then, guys. Sorry.
Relax. It's fine. I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's the agenda today? What are we talking about? Remember what the topic was at the beginning?
I can't remember.
Finding the purpose and employability through the recovery coaching.
Okay, I think it was around structure.
Yeah.
Structure and support. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think. Can you say? Yeah. Yeah. I think it said something like the stability and things like that, weren't it?
Stability. That's what it was.
Stability. Yeah.
Stability. Okay. All right. Okay. So we do the 3 C's: check in, contract, build the container. We look for the agenda. We ask questions, open questions, things like, what would recovery look like for you? As opposed to a closed question, which would be, have you been to a 12-step meeting, and have you read page 523? Yeah, there's those difference between open and closed questions. And then we listen. Yeah. Now you get 3 types of listening. It's very easy. Levels 1, 2, and 3. So listening level 1 is to respond. Listening level 2 is to look at the relationship, like the body language and things like that. So I've been watching Marlon and his body language. Because you'll remember the time when I said, "Oh, it looks like he wants to jump in." Yeah. And then he started to smile, and when we moved on, and then his body kind of relaxed, and then he laughed and said, "Well, I'm a big book thumper. I've realized I'm a big," and he laughed around that. And then that for me means that, like, it feels as if he's feeling safer and there's a bit of trust that's developing in this container where he can be himself. And that would be level 3 listening. Have you got trust and honesty in the container? Have you got, like, what's the vibe of the container? By the way, containers are a word to like kind of contain something. We create an adult learning environment. It's something that you put stuff in and you take stuff out. And we're talking here like a psychological container, a coaching container. And hopefully we'll put stuff in and then we'll get recovery capital out. Marlon, how are you feeling?
Yeah, engaged.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I do normally tend to struggle with online sort of stuff, but I feel
Okay.
engaged.
So the other thing we listen for is progress. So I met Marlon for the first time on Thursday afternoon. It was about 10 o'clock at night where he was, and he just had quite a day, yeah, with two people on a boat trying to get them in somewhere. There was like chaos going on. There was like, he'd obviously been impacted about it. Where do I step in? Where do I step out? Like, it's not a fucking easy job being a sober companion. Yeah. And my sense is he's feeling more relaxed and at ease today. Is that correct, Marlon?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we also want to look to see how our coaches are doing. Yep. Anthony's feeling a bit more comfortable now, sitting back in his chair, vaping a bit, not so kind of under.
Sorry, I've got a crazy Staffy running around my feet as well. So
No, that's great. Hello, Staffy.
Keep looking down like
What's your dog's name?
Ash.
Ash.
Ash, yeah.
Spell with an H or an A?
A-S-H.
So it's not like hashish.
No, he's named after Ashley Barnes, the Burnley player.
Nice.
Burnley player.
Mareka, they're speaking another language now at the moment. I just.
Absolutely, I love it.
All right. Okay. So, Anthony, how are you finding this training? Anthony H.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think what Marlon's just said, like Zoom meetings and things like that, kind of had enough of them in lockdown, so yeah, I've not really been into Zoom meetings and that, so a bit apprehensive, a bit, feeling a bit anxious about it. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying what's being said, and the people, and probably it's a very short what I've seen of people, but I think there's some great knowledge between what I've seen of people here. So I think I could learn a lot here. Yeah.
Okay. Great. All right. So, Anthony Williams, where do you think we should take the container?
Next. I'm not sure. But
Okay.
what about the next part? Is that not the continuum?
We could do that, but when you're not sure, yeah, just put that out there.
Yeah.
So, guys, I'm not sure. Where should we go next? So ask that question, Anthony, and let's see where it goes.
I'm not sure, guys. Where should we go next?
Go, Marlon. He's kind of going like this.
So we didn't cover structure then. Was it structure and stability? We didn't. Obviously, I'm just now repeating. We're just talking about being able to gauge people for where they're at and checking out body language and sort of like have an understanding. Not too sure, but I was going back to Anthony Horrocks' first topic.
Okay. Can you all see the whiteboard?
Yep.
Yep. All right. So people go off, they're born, they start to grow up, go to school, whatever, and then they enter the world and then they start to use. Yeah, they start to use the substance. Yep. Marlon, how old were you when you first used the substance?
14.
14. Anthony?
Me, Anthony.
Yep.
Yeah, around 12 or something myself.
Okay. Other
Same
Anthony?
as-
Yeah, mine was 12.
Okay.
Another
Mareka?
12. Another 12.
Okay. Cool. All right. Okay, so that's when you all used. Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you misuse? When did you wake up with a hangover or throw up all night or fucking got spookgeruk, which basically means you smoked ganja and you fucking thought the police were chasing you, or fucking, paranoia?
I think for me, by 16, I'd become like a full-blown alcoholic by 16. So that's when like things started dropping really down for me.
So you were dependent at 16.
Yes.
All right. All right. And other people?
I think mine was around because I played football, so I only dabbled in it. It was when my football started to finish when I was around 18 that the misuse became very prominent.
Okay. Marika?
Yeah, I have a different. I really started abusing, and at 30, I was quite functional throughout studying, etc.,
Yep.
etc.
Okay. Cool.
19 when it started to become unmanageable. Using by
Okay.
myself.
Cool. Cool. All right. So basically, people going mad happened at different times. Yeah. But did you all go mad?
Yeah. Yeah.
I promise you, you wouldn't be doing this fucking training if you didn't go mad. All right. So, yeah. So it progressed into dependence. Yep. And are you all in recovery? Do you
Yeah.
all identify as being in recovery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. And how many of you have been for treatment?
Rehabilitation centre, yes.
Yep. So you go for treatment for the dependence part of it. Yep. It's like, oh fuck, this person needs to go to hospital now for treatment.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. How many people here have been to the fellowships?
Yeah.
Everyone. Yep. All right. And when did you get introduced to the fellowships?
In treatment.
29.
Huh?
Oh, sorry.
Um,
Sorry, for me, it was around 2020 when I first went into treatment.
Okay. And how old are you now, Anthony?
I'm 50 now.
Okay, well done, mate. Okay, cool. So around here, yep, you've got introduced to the fellowships. Yeah, I'm just going to put 12 step here. And was that via a treatment path?
Yes, real rehabilitation centre, yes.
Yeah, okay. Marlon,
Yeah, 2020.
as well.
Through treatment centre, yeah.
Okay, great. Good year. Anthony?
mine was 2024.
Okay, but was it through treatment as well?
Yeah, I have dual diagnosis, so it's primarily psychiatric, but I
Okay,
had to surrender to the addictions. The addictions are my coping mechanism for the dual diagnosis.
yeah, okay, great. All right. Okay. And Mareka as well, yeah?
Yeah, I was introduced to the fellowships 2006. Yeah,
So 20 years ago.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right. Long time, huh?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Great. Okay. So we call this, yeah, let me just try and find a different color. We call this a culture of learning. We call, so that's a culture of learning. This block here we call a culture of addiction. And then this block here we call a culture of recovery. And recovery for me is the stuff that you recover, the stuff that you get back that the addiction took away. So for me, addiction took away my dignity, it took away my children, it took away my finances, it took away my housing, it took quite a lot from me. Yeah. And I've spent the rest of my fucking life trying to get that stuff back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. So I've been in a culture of recovery, trying to get back what was taken away from me during a culture of addiction. Yep. And when I was in a culture of addiction, I didn't know I was in a culture of addiction because I always denied it and justified it. It's not me. It's not the drugs. I don't drink alcohol. My dad's an alcoholic. I'm not like that. You know, addiction's about heroin. I can stop heroin. It's got nothing to do with smoking ganja or whatever. I was in a state of denial around this stuff. Once I tasted a culture of recovery, it's like losing your virginity. You can't go back. All that's happened for me is when I've used in a culture of recovery, I've known there's a solution. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll make a lot of sense to you, Marlon, won't it? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to clean time counting, yep, there's a saying that goes, clean time is good, but recovery is better. And I've met a lot of people that have a lot of clean time, but they haven't really got the recovery. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Yep. Now, for me, recovery is living a life of meaning and purpose. And if you live a life of meaning and purpose, the addiction gets in the way of that. And it becomes very expensive to use because it's fucking up the stuff that brings you a lot of meaning and purpose. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Yep. So I love my work. When I use and it impacts my work, it's interrupting my meaning and purpose, and it starts to take away the stuff that I'm passionate about. Making sense? Okay. So the next question is, what gives you meaning and purpose in your life? And how would doing this training help you with that? Because now what we're trying to do is align your time here on the training to get you to move to a life of meaning and purpose. So whether you become coaches or sober companions doesn't really fucking matter.
Helping others.
Helping others.
And having a piece of paper that'll give them a lot more trust. No, I'm joking.
Here's a piece of paper. There you go. There's your piece of paper.
Cheers, David.
Okay.
I think for me, David, what I'll give it the meaning and purpose is same as you. You know, my family, my kids. You know, to keep my house and everything, keep what I've built up over the years, and you know, and again, what this will give me is, you know, hopefully some sort of how can I put it? So I can benefit somehow to move forward in future to, you know, better employment and
Right.
yeah, more stability, like you said.
Okay.
For me, this is my passion. This is my purpose, helping other people. It feels like when using felt just the normal to me. Helping others is just naturally and the normal to me. And for me, I want to be a proud, like education, like learning has never been. It's been very traumatic for me as a child. I really struggled at school, like extremely. I was petrified. So for me, for getting out of my comfort zone and then learning more of like learning more about recovery coaching and being proud and being, you know, I can be proud to be an accredited recovery coach. You know, it'll give me that more confidence. I don't know, like, yeah, it's just a big move for me. Like, just I was just trying to explain it to my friend. I just know I'll be really, really proud to be able to go out there and be able to help people separate um, from sponsoring people, you know, just
Okay.
get into the wider audience of people and
Marlon,
help me
I
believe in
can
myself.
so relate to that. My
You see,
background
Marika's
is
jumping out of her skin there. She's going like, oh, go for it, Marika.
yeah, it's very, very exciting to see a young fellow like yourself already getting into this. I mean, I'm in my 50s. I've been a human resources manager all my life, effectively helping people, being more on the trade union side than I should be instead of management. But yeah, always kind of looking out for the underdog and also wanting to help. And I so relate with, and David showed us his blue piece of paper, but I also have that sense that a piece of paper will kind of make me worthy of being a coach. And I guess one can go into a whole lot of reasons why that might be: anxiety, lack of self esteem, self confidence, etc., etc. But I am very much on that same page that, you know, a piece of paper would kind of just give me a little bit more backbone to kind of take the bull by the horns. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Marie.
Waiting for me.
Always waiting for you and your wisdom, Anthony W.
Yeah, I think I've shared before, you know, I think I have helped people in the tech industry for quite a while now. And since coming into recovery and living recovery, you know, I want to help people in a more meaningful way going forward. And I think the recovery coaching and plans to do other things in the recovery space, you know, becoming a change maker and genuinely helping people find that meaning and purpose in their life and building recovery capital. I think that is why I am here on the start of this journey.
Anthony H.
Yeah. You know, I love the passion and everything from that. You know, from everybody of how they want to help people and all that, and it's superb. And you know, I'm saying that I want a job and all this, and like it might be coming across like I'm brand new to all this, I think it's just said I'm just over 5 years clean. I got into volunteering at a local charity as a recovery place as well when I first got clean. Within the first like 3 or 4 months of being clean, it was part of my rehab to go volunteering. So I went volunteering for this, and I stayed there for 2.5 years. 2 years, 9 months or something as a volunteer, also as a paid employer. I moved on to other recovery circles, recovery housing and everything, and I've done it all, and I've gone through all the coaching already, as well as being sponsored, being a sponsor to people, and I've gone through all that. And as I've now it's like I went to places that I don't know. They had no HR, and they employed me. Now I'm going to places with HR. Then I'm not employable because I'm a criminal past, and I'm totally losing my empathy. And I did throughout the years of being a recovery coach. I lost empathy for people involved in that. And it wasn't because I didn't want to help the people anymore. It's a lot of structure behind the scenes on that, and what goes on in the office type of thing and all that. I think that this is why it's so good to see so many people getting together who actually really want to help, and it's not just about money funded things anymore. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what I'm finding what's going on as well with recovery places. They're becoming more, well, just get the bed filled. Just get the bed filled. Not bother who it is, just get them in. And I think that's made me, like, over the years, think, is this the kind of job? But my heart's still in it, though. It is the kind of job. And that's what, like I say, it's great to see people here so focused on wanting to help people.
Right. Sounds like you're going to become a member of a cult and we'll get your bank account soon and take all your money. Great. All right, lads, just keep working on him a bit and then we'll get his PIN number. All right. So let's take a break here. Yeah. Just before we take a break, one word of how you're feeling. Mareka.
Excited.
Ah, I wanna say
Marlon.
excited.
Anthony.
Me? A bit silly at the minute. I'm not sure whether I made sense with what I said then.
Oh, you made complete sense, mate. Complete sense. 100%.
Right, cheers, thank you.
I don't know about to anyone else, but to me you did. And then
Yeah.
Marlon was sticking his thumb up.
Yeah, cheers.
Anthony W.
Motivated.
Motivated. Great. All right. See you all in 10 minutes. So 2 minutes past the hour.
Cool.
In a bit, guys.
Right. Well done.
Hello, Emma.
Hello. I've got the right one, haven't I?
I was going to say you look miserable until you said, "Oh yeah, I got the right one," and then you smiled.
Been pain in the ass.
We're just on a break. I'm just going to grab my coffee. I'll be 2 seconds.
Okay.
Lovely to see you.
I know you too.
Do you remember your holiday?
Do I remember being in Benidorm? Yeah.
It's not a distant memory now.
No, one of many to come.
Oh, that's nice.
But I put loads of weight on while I was away, and literally, I don't know what I've done, but I've lost 3 pounds, and I think it's literally just because I haven't got the buffet. I just overindulge, but that's what it's about.
What was it? Was it all inclusive?
No, we weren't bothered about all inclusive because we don't drink, do we? So we just went full board, which is breakfast, dinner, and tea.
Full board?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So we had buffets for breakfast, dinner, and tea.
Mm. Okay. So eat and sleep.
Eat, sightsee and sleep, yeah. Went to the zoo. We seen Bruno the elephant.
Bruno the elephant.
We seen tigers, monkeys, everything. But yeah, it was good.
Great. Mm. Okay, so we've got two new people here. Marlon, who you met on. Did you meet Marlon on Thursday?
No, I don't think I met Emma.
No? Okay. So we got Marlon and Anthony. Horrocks, which you know. Which you know Anthony Williams, but not Horrocks. Okay, everyone, Emma's just joined us. So Emma, why don't you start the check-in and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, I don't know what to say. I'm Emma.
Yay, well done.
Full of surprises. I've done loads of training with David, and it's helped me in my job immensely. The coaching training goes a long way. I've done all sorts with David, and he's just brilliant in teaching it. So yeah, I work in Hartlepool at Recovery Connections. I'm a community coach, and I'm pushing time today because I'm meant to be at work at 1. But it's all good. Yeah, so welcome, and I will tag Anthony.
Me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cool. There's two. There's two. Yeah, I'm doing good. The first session was good, and I think it's nice to see new faces on here as well. Looking forward to this session. I will tag Marlon.
Welcome back, everyone. Yeah, I'm really enjoying myself. I'm really excited and motivated. So I'm looking forward to see what the next part of the session brings. I'll pass it to Anthony Horrocks.
Can anyone lip read?
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm Sam. I'm enjoying it. I'm like I say, I'm enjoying meeting the people that are on here and everything. I think this is, it's been somewhat different. I'm usually out with dog bar now, somewhere over the field getting lost, because I've nothing else to do. So it's been somewhat different for today, and I've enjoyed it. Yeah. So I've had to move rooms because my phone's gone off charge. I've no laptop or else, so I've had to move room and charge my phone. So, yeah, that's me. But yeah, sorry, I don't know how to your name. I'll tag the other lady,
Marika.
Marika. I apologise for that, Marika.
Relax, Anthony. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back. Yeah, looking forward to the second half, and I am learning a lot. And over to you, David.
Cool. So I'm checking in. I'm enjoying the containers. I've been on three already this morning. I was on the pilgrimage at 6 in the morning here in the UK. And then I was on the leadership one with Bruno and KK from Uganda and Cape Town. And now I'm with you lot, and we've got Thailand, Cape Town, and the rest of England, which is outside of London. Yeah. And yeah, and I'm getting excited about the in-person sober companion training that's happening in a couple of weeks as part of the 167 project. And the 167 project is about then you get 1 hour of treatment, but what about the other 167 hours of a week? Yeah. And exactly what we're talking about here is developing the external recovery capital that's available to someone when their internal recovery capital goes, I want to go out and live a life of meaning and purpose. Yep. Or I want to do something different. So when you're working with your coachees, you want to assess where they're at, as opposed to looking at someone going, oh yeah, no, fuck it, they're not ready, they're in denial, they need to surrender, they're da da da. Do you know what I mean? To just kind of see where that person is in their journey. Yes, Marlon.
Can can I ask a question? What recovery capital? I've got an idea in my head, but could you just elaborate? 'Cause I've never
Sure,
really heard
sure.
it. Yeah.
Does somebody want to elaborate? Emma or Anthony Williams?
Yeah, I can elaborate. It's your support system, so everybody who around you who supports your recovery and who you value within your recovery. So it can be your family, your friends, your colleagues. It can be whatever groups you attend. It's your whole surroundings. So we build on our recovery capital by attending groups, attending meetings like this one, and we build on our recovery capital every day.
So to continue building, people used to, in the olden days, yep, go to rehab, yep, get off, get substance free, and then go back to their environments that haven't changed at all. Yep. And a big recovery capital resource used to be the fellowship. Yep. So you go to treatment, you learn the steps, and then you go to meetings. And that's what recovery is. And for a lot of people, that doesn't work. For a lot of people, that does work. Yeah. But what we're looking for is what are the other opportunities available for that. Yep. So people might love going to gym, doing cooking, walking their dogs and getting lost in the field, going to church, exploring their faith, you know, hanging out with the kids, going to, so it's just kind of getting curious around what recovery capital is going to work for them. So Marlon, for you, I'm going to say what I think would be a big recovery capital resource for you is going to an environment where you can live your value of helping someone. So being in a place where you are at the moment, volunteering, yep, helping people is a good external recovery capital resource for you because it's helping you realize and give your soul meaning and purpose. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you ran off with your clients the other day and did ketamine and fucking GHB and got pissed with them and fucking rocked up at the rehab with them, that might impact your recovery capital, your external recovery capital. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah. So there's a sense of responsibility. It's like, well, fuck, people are relying on me as well. I have to behave in a way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, role modeling. Right, role
Well,
model.
you're being a fucking professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, professional ethics, is that? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, I don't know about role modeling. It might be nice, but you, I mean, you were there to behave in a way that fucking looked after people's lives. Yeah.
Will I give you an example of how I built mine?
Please.
Like at the beginning of when I first got into recovery, I surrounded myself and I surrounded myself by going to groups and things, and then people in them groups encouraged me to to have a healthy life, to follow the path of a healthy life, if you like. So I could have easily and did a couple of times slipped off and done what is expected of me, what I'm used to doing, and that was drinking. But they kept me on the straight and narrow, and slowly, bit by bit, because it doesn't happen overnight, but bit by bit, the encouragement from them with the volunteering and other things that they were encouraging me to get involved in, I was surrounding myself with healthy people, a healthy group of people, which has grown over time and it becomes a part of life. So the drinking was that part of my life, but it slowly slipped away. Whereas when I'm surrounding myself and building my recovery capital, you know, it becomes bigger and bigger and becomes a way of life. But the experience of the drinking, I've still got that to show others as well and encourage others.
Anthony, Anthony Williams, what's some of your external recovery capital?
So my external recovery capital is I exercise a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
I one of the things is with dual diagnosis, I can't take medication for my ADHD because it triggered other psychiatric conditions. So in order for me to even get any sleep, exercise is a key part to tire myself out. Um, I do the sound healing and I meditate a lot. I'm a sound healing therapist. Um, and I use the 12 steps, one being Narcotics Anonymous, one being Codependence Anonymous. Um, I come onto these coaching containers regularly as I continue that. I'm continuing my learning, and I live in Somerset in the countryside, so getting out into nature and walking when I can, I find that is helpful for me. Trying to be more creative, which isn't that easy, you know.
Mareka, what's some of your external recovery capital?
Um, being a mother, um, being a mother, this specific, very valuable container. I meet up with a counselor once a week, and she gives me not step work, but a lot of worksheets to do. Um, and yes, just being myself.
Okay. Anthony Horrocks.
Um, for me, it was like it was quite. I heard Emma's story, and mine were quite opposite. When I first started recovery, I can remember having like my 6 month clean, and there were about 40 people come out and celebrated it. And then, it got by the time it got to like 2 years, 3 years, I had about 5 or 6 people there. When it got to 4 or 5 years, I hadn't even gone out to celebrate it. it's become like, you know, I've just I do step work. I do speak to a sponsor, and I have a very small recovery circle who are in recovery. You know, it's maybe 5 or 6 people. The rest of my life is took up with my family, just an everyday normal life with like everyone else would live. I don't go to many meetings. I'm quite selfish still with that. I'll go to them when I need them. You know, yes, I do, like I said, I think over time I've lost a bit of that empathy on helping people. You know, and I think that's why I'm like here as well to try and do something new and gain something new and try and, you know, get a bit of a bit of focus back in me.
So, Antti, I'm going to jump in there if I may.
Mm.
And one of the challenges with the recovery industry, yeah, as an industry, is you do get people that you know that can kind of profiteer off it.
Mhm.
Yeah, but the other side of it is that people's goodwill and vocational stuff can get abused. Yeah. So what it sounds like what you've got is compassion fatigue. You've given so much of this thing that you're like, fuck, I'm exhausted now of this. And so you're feeling fatigue. So the spiritual reward of it has been drained out of you. And that happens a lot. And this is a result of stigma as well, that people get set up to take their goodwill, and the system doesn't look after them. So we can see this in other industries like teaching. Yep, teachers get poorly paid, and then our kids have shit teachers because the teachers aren't valued. They've gone in all enthusiastic and then they get burnt out. Yep, we see it with nursing, we see it with the police, we see it like, you know, there's all sorts of stuff that happens for people in vocational work. The other side of that is people who are driven by profit, yep, can then go off and do a whole lot of work to increase profits and then cut corners in the spending money on staff. So let's create a rehab, let's get 12-step people in to be counselors and charge them a fortune, but the person doesn't actually get therapy while they're in treatment. Yep. And then also what you get is people that are trying to create a professional therapeutic environment. Yep, you get 12-step people come in that haven't done their own work around that and think just because they stopped smoking crack, they now know how to be a therapist. So it becomes a very fucking complex system. Yeah. To get the balance right. Yeah, because we need to come together here. We need to come together as professionals with lived experience and professionals that don't have lived experience in the sense of like, fuck yeah, smoke crack and fucking yeah. But everyone has lived experience. That's the other thing I want to say. I really want to kind of challenge that, like, and England really fucking pisses me off with this language shit. Yeah, because I get frustrated and I can't find the vocabulary. But this is a systemic problem. And then it's like I've got lived experience, or I'm an affected other, or I like it feels a bit sanitized for me. And this is my shortcoming. Yeah. That's but when you actually sit down in community, everyone's fucking impacted by this. The kids, the statutory services, the dealers, the you know, the people that are using, everyone. I mean, if you've ever dealt drugs, it is a fucking full-time job 24/7. It's hard work. It's not like it is in the movies. Yeah. It's like, and that might sound a bit kind of controversial, but like in South Africa, the way am I going off track here? Because I can get excited but in South Africa, a lot of the cocaine, and the crack is controlled by Nigerians. Yeah, there's a whole business there, and on a Sunday morning, it is very difficult to buy crack because all the dealers are in church. Yeah. So there's big Christian values going on, and these people are just kind of desperate to kind of make money to provide their kids and families a good life. Yeah. So, but when you kind of go out and go, oh, shame the poor crack dealers, people kind of freak out because they want to kind of blame a group of people or a population, and so it gets really, really complex. Sorry, I get excited here. I get really passionate about it. And Anthony Horrocks, that's why your post meant so much to me, that you can't get employment because of some DBS check that isn't, that isn't. And especially as you talk, you're someone who's in five years of recovery. Yeah. You've got compassion fatigue, and your anger is rising and your frustration is rising. And unless something steps in and says, fucking this man's got to have some meaning and purpose, that fucking drink and drugs and bottle life is going to talk to you, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what happens is people play out into that narrative. They go on a bender. It's like, oh, yeah, you see, once an addict, always an addict, or fuck, they never surrendered. They never worked the steps properly, or wah, wah, wah. And then, oh. Okay, Marlon, whenever you see me get like this, just tell me to relax, calm down, and just say, breathe, David, please.
Do you want to do some breath work?
Fuck off. Come with that hippie shit. Fuck her now.
The holistic approach, David.
Oh, fuck off.
Didn't work for me just before I relapsed.
The breath work worked for me before I relapsed. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So seeing as you mentioned relapse, Marlon, yep. How are you feeling since your relapse?
It's been I'm feeling very blessed to even be sat on here and be engaging in. I just could like when you were talking about that, it was really, like I had a bit of a euphoric recall, because when the drink and drugs started speaking to me again, I ended up, I didn't get honest, didn't get vulnerable, put one in, but I was adamant that I could still get clean again, because I have done before, but it just got to a point where I give up again, and convinced myself that these are the cards I've been dealt, and this is the way I should live. And I wasn't remotely interested about ever being part of recovery again. It was like, I got exposed to a whole new way of hell, especially when you remember when you turn your back on something that's got you clean. For me, it really destroyed me. So I'm just like, I've got the utmost gratitude to just to have a seat and be part of recovery again. Yeah, it was scary, man. Really scary. Where it took me.
So it's great that you're here.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah. Okay. So I've been in recovery for this is my 30th year. Yeah. But I haven't had a drink for 18 months. Yeah. So my recovery started off as complete abstinent for 15 years. Yeah. and then it wasn't anymore, and then it needed to get back to complete abstinence. And the reason I want to say that is I just want to kind of bust it and put it out there, because I had a very strong 12-step approach. And what I didn't realize at the time is I was so kind of like, this is the way, that I didn't realize I was unconsciously incompetent. Yep, I didn't know what I didn't know, and I thought I knew because it was in the book. It was in the, yeah. So when you come here and you share your story and your journey, it just helps me to connect with you. Yeah, and it's like, oh fuck, okay. Yeah. But I also just want to kind of put it out there, because mental health, like any illness, has its ups and downs. Yeah. And I also just want to put it out there because, like, I think it should be. You know, I think it's important for me to be authentic about it in a way that brings safety to the container. Yeah, does that make sense? Like, fuck, guys, I really don't have the answers. And if I think I do have the answers, please pull me up on this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, the more I explore this journey, I think I'm more like Anthony Williams with kind of dual diagnosis stuff. And I used substances to kind of mask and to cope, and yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm saying I'm currently waiting on talking therapies and that as well now myself. You know, and the doctors prescribed me some mirtazapine. Sleepless nights, you know, head just racing. Before I come on here this morning, the anxiety that I said, and I'm getting it quite often, a lot lately. I used to get it all the time, then it eased off, and I'm getting it quite a lot. So I went on Google and, like, you know, what's a fast remedy for anxiety? And all it told me is to stop overthinking. And I thought, oh yeah, thanks. You know, it's like, yeah, stop overthinking.
So now you're overthinking about overthinking.
Yeah, yeah,
I mustn't
exactly.
overthink. I mustn't overthink. I mustn't overthink.
Yeah. So yeah, I think addiction and mental health go quite hand in hand on myself. I really do.
Okay. So I just want to go back to Marlon one more time. Is Marlon, you mentioned schooling being traumatic for you.
Mm-hmm.
So when we set up an environment, a classroom like this, a lot of people bring their historical trauma to the container. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to acknowledge you for being here.
Thank you.
And then we're not going to fuck you up. And you're going to get a piece of paper, and you've passed already, and you're not going to be shamed, and you're not going to be put under any pressure. You arrive when you arrive. The certification process is you need to do complete hours. You just need to say, these are the practical hours that I've done. You need to go through the online material and say that you've read or understood the theory. Yeah. And then there's an exam, which is an open book exam. Yep. So it means you can look up the answer. Yeah. And right, you don't have to try and fucking remember it. Yep. And the reason we want that is, can you look up the answer to support your coachee? That's a skill we're looking for. Not can I remember the thing that's going to be the wise thing that I must kind of tell the patient. We'll leave that to the doctors and the psychiatrists and the therapists. We're just there to support. Yeah. Okay. And just so you all know, Marlon was so enthusiastic he signed up for the master's program.
Yeah, the full.
He signed up for the $4,000 one.
Yeah.
And then I
Full
said,
belts
no,
and
mate,
whistles.
it's just fucking $350. Oh, okay.
I still want to do everything.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. But not everyone has to become a master to benefit from the recovery coaching. You know, a lot of people just kind of do it, and then the work environment improves because people know how to have a coaching conversation. So like where Emma's from Recovery Connections, she was part of a class of 20 people in Hartlepool, and there's 2 people from that cohort that are going on to do the masters. Yep, so Emma's one of them, and then the other guy Charlie's doing it. But the other 18 have taken this work, and they're doing other things in their community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this though because it's at your own pace, and I learn more from the practical work than I do. I learn from the reading, that's helpful. I go back to that all the time, but the practical work is just, it's so much more beneficial for my way of learning. And I manage to do that by showing up and being present and learning from everybody else as well. And I'm always learning.
Yeah, I know it sounds ridiculous, but that idea of like what you're talking about, recovery capital, like that, the idea of being involved in a long course, I think will be, it's not just about, you know, I don't make it about financial aspects because I can always make stuff because I mean I'm a creative man. I was in my using days. It's the fact of it. This stuff is really important. It's really abnormal to me, but it's really motivating to me to be able to feel part of something. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with it. It's really helpful for me as well.
It sounds like you're having a nice time here.
Yeah, yeah, I am.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
The training for me is part of my recovery as well.
yeah.
It contributes to like keeping myself from getting complacent and forgetting why I'm here and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and how important it is. It just brings it all to life. And I'm part of a community more than one now. So yeah.
And I think while I'm on this island that's like, you know, really it's really dark as well. It's really helpful because you can get carried away here. It's a notorious party island as well. So it's like, you know, a lot of sober raves, but you know, are they? A lot of psyches and yeah, it's a very interesting place, but like hit in now just you know the way it suits for me for my the timings is like my evenings. It's really nice. It's really good, and I'm gaining more knowledge and insight into the world of recovery. And like we spoke about, like that, I'm a heavy 12 stepper, and I have been tunnel visioned into 12 step. Like when I got to the rehab, when I found out there was a holistic approach to it, I wanted to walk out the door, even though I despised the 12 steps. So like this is like opening. I'm becoming more open-minded to a bigger approach and like little things like recovery capital, like you know. Yeah, I can see it being really helpful to me, so thank you.
Well, I'm in a point of my recovery now where 3 years in, I've managed to go on a holiday to Benidorm with my partner and only come back with a tattoo, no regrets. Sober the whole way. And it was brilliant. I got to appreciate it more. Oh, yeah. And that's through showing up and being present and learning about myself and others and different ways of everything, you know.
Mm.
So,
Oh,
David, what was your recovery capital at the beginning then?
in the beginning,
Yeah.
I think I went fucking psychotic in the beginning. Because I'd taken so many drugs, and then when I stopped them, I was fucking gotta go to meetings, gotta go to meetings. And there was so much chaos in my life and so much kind of desperation that I was fucking mad. My kids were in foster care. I just did meetings all the time. yeah, I wasn't working. No, it was a fuck up. It really was a fuck up.
Hit with reality, don't you?
Huh? Yeah, but and it was so overwhelming, right? It was so, and I became very evangelical. It's like, fuck, I'd found the answer, and then everything was a result, could be traced back to the traditions, and like, it's like, I went, yeah, I went fucking proper mushugana. It's a Jewish word for mad. And I felt when I did start working, I felt so guilty about making money that I thought, fuck, I had to give it away, because you only keep what you have by giving it away. So I turned where I was living into a halfway house, and I'd wake up in the morning and there was 3 guys living there. One of them was Mareka's brother.
Wow.
And one guy would wake up and drink half a pint of whiskey, yeah, while we'd read Just for Today. The other one would smoke crack, and the other one was using Valconol, pinks. Yeah, the pinks addict died. The alcoholic eventually sobered up, and the crackhead stole all my furniture. And that's the kind of nature of it. But my self-esteem was so kind of low, but I was so grateful to be in recovery, and I just wanted to, so I'm very passionate about this stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So that lasted for about 12 years. And then I went off and started to do men's work. And then when I did some men's work, I met someone who was a life coach. I said, "What's a life coach?" And he said, "Well, you sit down with someone and talk about their life, and you help them with their life." And I said, "Oh, how much do you charge?" And they said 1,500 Rand an hour. And I thought, fuck, I want to do that job, because I sit down and help people with their life anyway, like being sponsor. And so then I went off and studied coaching. And then while I was doing the coaching work, I thought, fuck, this would be really good for the patients at the clinic. And then I Googled recovery coaching. And there was a guy called William White, came across in Chicago. And then, yeah, so I thought, well, let's bring recovery coaching to the treatment center where we're at in Johannesburg, because I got tired of
Okay.
families bringing their loved ones to treatment who didn't want treatment. And our job in treatment was to beat them with a stick of denial and tell them to surrender. Yep, and then charge the family a fortune for treatment. So if treatment failed, we say, well, it's not us, it's them. You need to pay more. They need to be in treatment longer. And it just felt so corrupt for me, because below all this stuff, there's a real traumatized little boy in me that grew up in an alcoholic home that just wants his dad to be sober. And there was a real unhealed wound in me, a trauma wound that was playing out in my treatment center and what I was doing. Does that make sense to everyone? So, and a lot of therapists have this, their own unworked trauma or therapy. They haven't done their work. They've taken on careers to try and fix that stuff subconsciously. Make sense? It's like wounded healers that haven't done the healing part. They're just kind of wounded still. And yeah, so yeah, and then now here I am fucking 30 years later, just spending a lot of time in this space trying to create recovery capital, multiple pathways. Fucking mate, if you're unwell, let's get you well. What does that look like? And that's the whole thing about this 167 project?
So the madness hasn't left you, it's just a different kind of madness.
I'm fucking bonkers. But there's a method in my madness. Yeah. And without kind of, but I'm also quite clever. I've had to adapt. So I'm ADD, I'm dyslexic. I really struggled in those sort of environments. Yeah, and that sort of stuff fed into my addiction and burnout and all that stuff. So have I overshared? Do you still want to do the trading, Marlon? Or do you want your money back?
No, I love it. Experience, innit?
Yeah. Anthony Horrocks, how are you
Yeah.
doing, mate?
I'm all right. Yeah, good. Yeah.
Cool. Have you found this class? You want to come back next week and try again?
I'll have a look back in, I think, yeah. See what, yeah, I've enjoyed it, you know, and like I said, just like meeting people and, you know, just, you know, listening to stories and that again. Like I say, I haven't attended meetings for quite a while because life took over and, you know, so it's been good to, you know, just sit around and listen.
So if you can get up to London in a couple of weeks, yeah, there's a free sober companion training, face-to-face training on Monday and Tuesday, the 16th and 17th. Be great to have you there.
All right, I'll see what I can do. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right, Mareka, where are you at? What are you learning? What do
Sure.
you?
I'm just realizing how our own experience contributes to being a valuable resource to others. Never in my wildest dreams, with addiction around me and myself being in having been in addiction and now in recovery, never would I have thought the experience would be a strength. You know, I came strictly from a HR professional level, and how could it ever be a strength? And just realizing how it does add value to,
So the next big thing is going to be recovery-friendly workplaces.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be the next thing. There's going to be pressure on the workplace environment of like, how can we actually help people in our environment and be a recovery-friendly environment? At the moment, it's like so-and-so went to rehab, they've come back, yeah, they've gone to the EAP program. They're like, it's as opposed to this person's part of our family and team and organization. How can we, and also how can we help the staff that've had to fucking put up with their colleague that caused so much chaos with their using, and they're fucking furious. Like, not only did this person never fucking show up at work on a Monday or a Friday, but they then got to take 3 weeks off sick leave, get paid for it, and now they come back and everyone's got to kind of pussyfoot around this person.
Exactly.
It's just like family members. Yeah, it's just like the siblings.
Yep.
Cool. All right, so let's start to wrap today up. So what did we cover? What did we start off with? Was it structure or stability?
Stability.
Stability. Okay. All right. So, Anthony, you came in here, you were quite anxious. How are you feeling now?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm relaxed. Yeah.
Good.
Fine.
Good. All right. So there was some progress. Marlon, how are you doing from when you started and where you are now?
I'm just really motivated and I'm looking forward to the next session.
Okay. Great.
Mm.
Great. All right.
I'm proud of
Anthony,
myself because I feel like I'm learning, learning the educational way. Like this all is like crazy for me, but I'm enjoying it.
good. Good. It's a nice adult learning environment, huh?
Yeah, different to selling drugs.
Different to selling drugs,
Mm.
but that is still a learning environment.
Yeah.
Anthony Williams?
Yeah, I think, it's good to see new people and their passion as well. Makes me feel like, I'm in the right place.
And it brings it spices up the container, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I know everyone has different recovery capital, I think that's the interesting thing, that recovery is much broader than just a 12-step program.
Okay. Emma?
Yeah, I came in halfway through, but it's been a really good container. Like I said, I'm still learning. I'm always learning, and I love it. And it really is like the structure, part of the structure of my recovery capital is these groups. How long have I been doing it now, David? 2 years, something?
You'll be 2 years in July for you.
Yeah. And I'll be doing it for a long time. So yeah, just keep coming, just keep showing up, and we're always learning, and we do it together. So yeah, it's been a great meeting.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right. So just before we do the checkout, the last thing of the coaching conversation is you check in contract, build the container, you find the agenda, you ask questions, you listen for values, needs, and purpose. The last part is action and accountability, because you always want to move the coaching conversation forward. Yep, it's like, so what's the next step? What are you going to do? So does anyone want any homework?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, what homework would you like, Marlon?
I don't know. Give us a subject.
Give you a subject. All right, we'll go over module 1 and 2 in the online material.
Send me the payment link and send me the module 1 and 2.
Oh, have I not added you to the
No.
content yet?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, let's do that now quickly. All right. Emma?
I'm good with homework. I've got enough.
Yeah, okay, good. Good, great, wonderful. Marika?
Yeah, I would like to and will go over my old notes. Yeah.
Other Anthony?
Me.
No, the other one.
No, I'm all right. I'm just in the middle of writing up a little bit of a recovery course myself for a recovery. It's for a national lottery fund. They're called Casual Minds Matter here in Burnley, and they've seen that I'm looking for work and contacted me the other day, and they want me to write up a little recovery course for a couple of hours a week. So I'm starting to write that up today. So I've got a bit to focus on anyway at the minute.
Excuse me 1 sec.
Are you a Burnley fan, Anthony?
I am, yes.
My
Yes,
friend
don't
plays.
mention last night.
My friend plays for Burnley, and he's from South Africa actually. Lyle Foster.
Oh, is he your friend?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. He's
brilliant.
from Joburg.
Yeah.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time there last year actually at Burnley ground.
Yeah.
I do like the team. I did like Vincent Kompany though.
I loved it when company were there, but Scott Parker's making a right mess of us.
Yeah.
It's time for him to go. He needs to go now.
And you've got one of our good Sheffield lads playing for you as well, Carl Walker.
Yeah, he's
That's where
doing
I'm
all
from,
right.
Sheffield.
Yeah. I'm surprised we got him. So even at
And
his age, I'm still surprised we got him.
still quick, you know.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I played with Kyle until I was 16 for Sheffield United.
Right.
Sheffield United, yes, academy
And
many
so
years
you're
ago.
from Sheffield to begin with and that, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I lived in Rotherham for a while, like, and
I know Rotherham well.
yeah, then I've got up Manor Estate in Sheffield, and then I worked there for long before. I ended up in prison not long after landing on Manor Estate.
Did you?
So yeah,
A lot of
well,
my
I
friends
was
are
there for about 2 weeks, and then got mixed up with didn't get
before.
mixed up with Ron Crowd. I went looking for Ron Crowd, and
On
then
Sky
I was
Edge.
only there for about 2 weeks. I ended up in bloody prison. So.
Yeah.
mm.
Right, step away for 1 minute and look at where we're at. Isn't that fantastic? Guys, I was joking. Fuck, it looked like you were bonding nicely there. Okay, let me just right, let's start the checkout. Marlon, did you get the link here?
It's it's just come through now on chat. Yeah. What do I do here then? Not very technical. Is it come through on WhatsApp as well, or?
Yeah, I sent it on the Zoom link. It
Yeah.
should open up a page for you
Okay.
on Teachable. If not, we'll take it offline.
Okay. Yeah. I've got that. Cool.
Okay, good. So register for that, and
Yes.
then make your payment and all that, and then I'll allocate you a facilitator.
Can you send me that link over on WhatsApp,
Sure.
please? Just because I'm on this laptop.
Okay,
Thanks.
no problem. All right, Marika, do you want to do you want to start the checkup, Marika?
Yeah, I am checking out very grateful and very motivated to, because I hear the terminology and it's very fresh in my mind, but not as fresh that I can kind of speak the terminology. So I'm quite keen to go back to my notes and just get over some of the theories and the acronyms, which are very helpful. The SCARF and the what is it that you the FRAP, David Frapping. Yes. Yes, thank you very, very much to everyone. Yeah, I really enjoyed this container.
Sure.
Anthony Horrocks.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think I'd say I'm very grateful, and it's made me feel a lot better, and it's give me a bit of hope, because actually to be sat with people that are, like we said, are living recovery. They're not in a meeting talking about recovery. They're not going to work, being paid to do things. They're here because they want to help. They want to better themselves to be able to help others. And it's given me some real hope and real faith back into what I first believed. So yeah, thank you all.
Cool.
I'll go for Anthony Williams.
Oh yeah, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I'm checking out. Grateful to be here, you know. I've been coming to these for quite a while now.
Been a year, huh?
Yeah, a year now, February. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just I guess I guess I didn't join last week because I was meeting Leanne to go through that final process of getting certified.
How did it
Um
go?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's good. Well, I still need to get some coaching hours in. So if anyone's up for being coached, then let me know because I'm struggling to find people to be coached in the southwest of England. I live in a very rural area. But yeah, glad to be here. I'm
Cool.
glad to be getting towards the end and so that I can put this into my daily life somehow. I don't know yet how yet, but I'm starting to get an idea.
Emma?
Make sure my mic's on. Yeah, I've loved coming in and seeing the new faces and the regulars and that, and it's always a pleasure seeing you, David. Um, and yeah, just it's always brilliant. I love it. I still learn off everybody, so yeah, I love it. So thank you. I'm grateful.
Cool. Marlon, did you go? I can't remember now.
I can't remember. I spoke quite a lot.
Good. Well,
Yeah,
check out again then if you.
yeah, I'm checking out. I'm still very grateful, motivated. I'm looking forward to the next session.
Cool.
I've
All
got
right,
one question
everyone.
before I go. One
Yeah.
question. Is this what's the how long's this course for? Like, does it just depend how many hours you put into it?
So the peer recovery is 20 hours. The
20 hours.
certified recovery coach is 40 hours, and that's the one you're signing up to.
40
Yeah.
hours. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And you have an opportunity to attend 3 2-hour classes a week. So in theory, you could do it in 8 weeks. 8 times 6 is 40, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
42, I think. I don't know, my maths is fucking gone for a second there.
Perfect. Cool.
Yeah, cool. So Thursday morning, 10 o'clock UK time, this room, if you want to join again. All right, everyone. See you all later.
See you
Emma, I'm
later.
going to
Cheers,
end this
mate.
call and see you back here in 10 minutes.